Game announcements are awesome. They just are. From the hype of seeing a popular sequel, from seeing a trailer to a new IP, to even witnessing a franchise expanding into a different genre. It's fantastic. However, sometimes, sadly, these announcements waver off and get cancelled. Hey Shackers, Greg here, and like you might as well guess, this week's top 10 is top 10 cancelled games. Now let's start off with a few core rules. Games on this list have to have been announced, i.e. so no Half-Life 3. The game has not been confirmed or denied and probably never will be. The games had to have had a decent amount of marketing behind them. I'm not saying they all had to be like Destiny's marketing campaign, but the game itself had to be advertised in more than just a generic email announcement. And lastly, games that have been delayed, some indefinitely, but not officially cancelled, can't be on this list either. So let's sit back with our box of tissues and shed tears.
I love you, Alan.
Or get angry.
No, God!
About these top 10
no,
cancelled
God,
games.
Please, no! 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 No!
Following the tremendous hype and commercial success of the first Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, Star Fox 2 was set to release in the summer of 1995. The game had been fully completed and was ready for release. However, with the Nintendo 64 right around the corner, Miyamoto decided to have a clean break between the two consoles, even though they were still a few years off. So he decided to scrap it. Most of the code went into Star Fox 64, so it wasn't a total waste. The funny thing is, the game's beta code leaked, and now you can actually play the full game with the help of an NES emulator on your PC.
3 great wars between the human alliance and the Orcish invaders have laid waste to the once proud realms of Azeroth. 22 years have passed since Blackmoor found the young Orcling, secretly raising the Orcling within the confines of his prison fortress, Durnhold.
The Warcraft universe has had an overabundance of lore, and it's been told through video games like the RTS Warcraft series, to the now dated World of Warcraft MMO, comics, books, and now a full motion picture. But before all that, there was a little Warcraft game called Warcraft Adventures, set to be released in 1998. It was a point-and-click adventure game that took you through the life of perhaps the most famous orc in Warcraft history, Thrall. However, the design was all over the place. Some things looked great in the game, others not so much. At the last minute, Blizzard decided to cancel the game due to it not meeting their standards of quality, but not before a near completed version of the game's code had leaked online. And aside from missing a few lines of dialogue, most of this cancelled game is fully playable, thanks to hardcore Blizzard fans disagreeing with the company's decision not to officially release the title.
Well, it's understandable, you being a guest of honor and all. But until they come for you... Quiet!
Mega Man has been through a lot, and I mean a lot. From having multiple games announced, then cancelled, there seems to be no place left for the Blue Bomber to go, courtesy of Capcom not understanding how to treat the Blue Robot with respect. In March 2010, Mega Man Universe sought out to be exactly what eventually Nintendo would do with Super Mario Maker, which sold tremendously well, by the way. After a less than positive reception regarding the game's controls and terrible art style, I mean, look at this. What is this? It definitely isn't Mega Man. 4 months later, after the gameplay trailer was released, the creator of the Mega Man series left Capcom, and less than a year later in March 2011, the game had been officially cancelled.
The battery will be charged in 10 minutes. When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wily.
TV spin-off games have proven successful. Very successful. Just look at the Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay. Well then, why not base one off the successful universe of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean films? Armada of the Dam was set to be a prequel to the events in the first Pirates movie. It featured a new protagonist, James Sterling, and took place in an open-world environment, sailing, pillaging, and plundering. After the game's announcement at E3 in 2009, people were excited. I mean, an open-world pirate RPG? That's really only been done once. It's only been done once well. Unfortunately, in 2010, the game was announced as cancelled, shortly before the studio developing it, Propaganda Games, went under, supposedly laying off over 100 people that were on the development team. Well, it's a pirate's life to be a game developer, I guess.
Me, I'm dishonest. And a dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest. Honestly.
You have saved us. Rise, guardsmen. You saved yourselves. We thought you did.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine was truly an underrated game. Many people look at it as a clone of Gears of War, but they're dead wrong. The game featured an interesting world, characters, and tons of orc blood. Even though the game suffered disappointing sales, Relic and THQ were determined to make the franchise work, announcing 2 sequels. Well, THQ ended up going bankrupt, and it was this, with the combination of Relic Games not getting along with THQ during the development cycle, that discharged this Space Marine series into retirement.
Target that squig!
Very little is known about Blizzard's top secret new MMO. However, we do know for certain a few things. 1. It was an MMO. 2. It was a first-person shooter. 3. It was cancelled in part due to Activision and Bungie's game Destiny, to which we can assume the game was very similar to. And lastly, we know that a lot of their assets went into their new first-person shooter, Overwatch. It's really sad to have a game that had so little information, but yet was really hyped. I mean, this is the company that arguably made the most successful MMO in history. Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to make do with... Destiny.
The Hive haven't been on Earth in centuries. That wizard came from the moon.
You wired me awake and hit me with a hand of broken nail.
In March 2011, Bethesda revealed the sequel to the popular game Prey, Prey 2. The awesome CGI trailer showed off the world and possible hunter mechanics and gadgets we'd use in our playthrough. However, news started to die down, and less of Prey 2 was being revealed, until 2014, when Pete Hines officially declared the project cancelled, due to it not being up to studio standards.
I've seen some pretty sorry excuses for transports in my time. This has got to be the saddest rust bucket I've ever set foot in.
I've seen worse. Hell.
With Star Wars games being fairly lackluster lately, with terrible cash-in mobile games,
let's get to work.
and a disappointing shallow experience that is Star Wars Battlefront EA, it would have been awesome to wait for a dark, gritty Star Wars adventure to hit our consoles and PCs, and it was in the form of Star Wars 1313. Unfortunately, with Disney buying the Star Wars license and shutting down LucasArts games, the game had been cancelled. It's actually kind of shocking considering the amount of money made on The Force Awakens, and the ridiculous amount of merchandising that spawned from it. Well, I guess we have to sit here and wait patiently for a good Star Wars game.
We put the picture's name on everything. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made. Spaceballs the t-shirt, Spaceballs the coloring book, Spaceballs the lunchbox, Spaceballs the breakfast cereal, Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
The Silent Hill series was insanely popular and successful. When the next-gen hardware came out, fans were treated to a mysterious, interactive trailer featuring an obscure repeating hallway with creepy sounds and ghosts. This interactive trailer was incredibly well done, and it wasn't until you solved the mysteries of the house did the trailer reveal it was a new Silent Hill game, Silent Hills, featuring The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus as the main protagonist. Everything about this seemed perfect, but then Konami f***ed up. They f***ed up big time. Canceling the game, then firing, or laying off, or unfiring Kojima from their company? Damage control much? It was shut down due to drama and corporate BS, and in turn, Silent Hills will never be a reality.
Hey Sarge, what's with the ghost?
You got me.
Don't say much.
They never do.
Check this out.
Hey, tough guy, what's with the loner crap? Why don't you come back here and sit with the real men?
Yes, there were quite a number of cancelled Blizzard games on this list, but StarCraft Ghost was something every Blizzard fan wanted. A chance to dive headfirst into the science fiction world of StarCraft, fighting Zerg in a first/third-person view. No doubt the game would have been a blast, however it was out of Blizzard's hands and passed around to over 2 different game studios. From Blizzard to Instigate Games, to then Swinging Ape Studios, and finally leading to the cancellation of the stealth shooter game. Now, there's been multiple speculations that StarCraft Ghost isn't cancelled, but cancelled. I'll leave you hopeless souls to the Protoss void. The game was indeed officially cancelled by CEO Mike Morhaime when he came out during a panel to explain why the game had been scrapped. Ah well, since Blizzard has almost one of every genre now, it's safe to say that StarCraft Ghost will never see the light of day. What games did you guys hate seeing getting cancelled? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.
you